It's over in Georgia. Patriots win 25-0, 13th shutout of the Bill Belichick era. Nobody has more during that spin. Mac Jones, 22 of 26. That's 4 incompletions this week, 4 last week. He's the first rookie quarterback ever to have 80% completion percentage in back-to-back games. Nelson Aguilar scores the game's only offensive touchdown. Atlanta, they were just absolutely putrid on offense. Capital P, capital U, capital TRID. How about 165 total yards? How about their last 4 drives? Interception, interception, pick 6, interception. Yuck. Drive home safely. All Patriots. They're now 7-4. Take notice. They were 80% to make the playoffs coming in on Sportsline. That number goes up. Watch out. All right, with Scott Pioli, here he is, our 2-time Super Bowl champion, Brian McFadden. B-Mac, it wasn't beautiful, but they got a win. They checked the box. Why was this a good night for the Patriots, other than the fact that they got another win?
Well, their defense is good. Their defense is borderline great right now. Playoff caliber defense. And on a night where you didn't really get Mac Jones' best efforts, you didn't get the offense's best effort, the defense was able to do what they've been doing the entire season, put the team on their back, and they just rallied. On all 3 levels, the personnel is top-notch, and they're playing very, very consistent. The fundamentals are there. They're flying around. And most importantly, guys, they're putting pressure on the quarterback without bringing extra hats in a blitz concept, and they're picking off balls. I mean, their ball skills in the secondary, guys, these guys are always around the football. So this was a huge game because I believe good teams beat the teams they're supposed to beat. They don't allow, not necessarily saying guarantee wins to fall through their fingers, but they find a way to get this job done. And this was a good team playing against a bad team, and the good team won.
Scott, was the good team great tonight? And if not, why was this an important win, other than the fact that it was a win, and I've learned from you and I've used it many times. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. When you get one, celebrate that. But other than that, go.
Yeah, Eric, that was a bad football team they played tonight. Like you say, they got the win. They didn't have to play good to win tonight. They just had to play above average because the other team was so far below the line. What was important to me tonight is you're looking at 4 days rest, right? They just got off a big emotional game. I know they blew the Cleveland Browns out, but that was a big game. There was a lot that went into that. They expended a lot of energy. They've got Tennessee coming up in 10 days. They needed to have a game where they could go in and win the football game. They did that tonight. Again, these games with 4 days, you're not going to be hitting on all cylinders. You just can't. It's impossible. This is a tough thing for an NFL player to do. They're getting away with the win. They're on the road. They're going to get themselves back. A couple of days off now. Then they'll start getting ready for Tennessee.
All right, you've been a consultant for the University of Alabama football program. So last year during COVID, when scouts didn't get a look at a lot of guys, you got a lot of look at Mac Jones. Give me sort of an evaluation of his performance tonight when that defense really wasn't up to snuff, and he was very efficient. But what else can you say about it?
Eric, he was efficient. He made a lot of really good decisions, and that's what Mac Jones does. He wasn't under a lot of duress. He got sacked, I think, 3 times, but he wasn't under constant duress during the course of the game. To me, it was a solid game. Here's what he didn't do, Eric, is for a rookie quarterback to go into 4 days of work, he didn't go out and lose a game. He didn't have a bomb. He hasn't had a stinker yet. So what we saw tonight was very important because, again, he had only 4 days to get ready. There's a lot coming at him. Again, not a very good defense at all, but he didn't do anything to lose the game or to put it in jeopardy.
B-Mac, now that you really got a chance to focus in and watch him play in, play out for 4 quarters, because I know, look, on Sundays, we're watching all the games, and we're watching highlights, and we're seeing big plays, but really focusing and honing in. What'd you think of Mac Jones' performance tonight?
I'm right there with Scott. He kept his team within position to win this ball game. One big-time costly turnover by A.J. Terrell, huge play by Terrell. But other than that, he will take what the defense is giving him. And he's okay in doing so. Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator, is okay with Mac Jones doing that. You don't usually see quarterbacks in the National Football League go the length of the football field utilizing checkdowns, taking 6 and 7 like routes, intermediate routes, and being able to convert 3rd downs. That's who Mac Jones is. And if he continues to play that way, play smart, clean football, and especially with their defense, they will be in position to win a lot of ball games. And because of what he's done so far along the defense, they're now 7-4.
All right. What's the best thing you can say about the Atlanta Falcons, B-Mac?
Oh, boy.
That's a phone a friend
question.
question if you ever got one. I mean, that's
What's
it.
the best?
Whoa, that lit already.
About the Falcons.
I got something. I
Go
got
ahead.
something for you guys. The best thing I can say about the Falcons, their defense actually played pretty good.
Especially in the red zone.
On a night where in the red zone. They allowed one touchdown in the second quarter, miscommunication in the route concept. Other than that, anytime the Patriots got close to the red zone, they had to settle for a field goal. So red zone defense for the Atlanta was pretty good, and hasn't been their specialty so far this season. So that's the one thing I can say. Red zone defense for Atlanta was okay.
Scott, what Atlanta needs what first, right? I'm a Falcon fan.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad if I am. I'd be like, talk to me. I'd be like, okay, we obviously, this is not acceptable.
No.
We got to get better. What do we need to do first? Would be my question if I were a Falcon fan.
Eric, this is the first season under Arthur Smith. They need to begin to build the culture. Right now, they're not a good enough football team to win games. They can't win games with the talent that they have or with the way that they're playing. I was with the Patriots our first season. We were 5-11. We were a bad football team. But what we did was we established the culture for the future. And part of establishing that culture is going with fewer penalties, by doing the little things right, by building what your identity is going to be, a smart, tough football team. The Falcons are none of that right now. Tonight, they had 9 penalties, 4 interceptions. They had twice as many penalty yards against them than they had rushing the football. You can't win like that.
Nope.
What they've got to do, Eric, is make sure that they are understanding and pointing out these mistakes and making themselves a better football team now and learning how to be smart, how to play well, and what's acceptable and what isn't acceptable. Because right now they're just not good enough. You can't be bad and play bad football or dumb football in your first year. You got to get better.
You mentioned that first year in New England, you guys changed the culture.
Yes.
Right? And it's you and Coach Belichick. You know him, you've worked with him, you're a 5-time NFL Executive of the Year, you won 3 Super Bowl championships, and you know Belichick. What's he going to say to his team and coaches? And deep down at places he don't like to talk about at parties, to use a line that Jack, what's he going to be thinking after this game?
Here, what I think he's thinking right now is, okay, this was a short week. We got away with one. We played a bad football team. He's going to share that with the team. Listen, guys, we can't play like this week to week if we're going to be champions. We were able to beat this football team. They had a bad night. We had a bad night. This isn't good enough to win in the National Football League consistently. We got away with one. Let's take it. Let's get home. Let's get some rest, and let's get back to work. But this is not our standard.
Now, B-Mac, they've lost 4 games, New England. They lost week 1 to Miami when they had the game won and Damian Harris uncharacteristically fumbled. They basically lost on the last play to Tampa, and they lost on the last play to Dallas. I mean, that's 3 of their 4 losses. Everybody else, they've gotten it done. If they want to be elite, and they have 2 games against Buffalo coming up. They haven't played Buffalo yet either. And either time, if they want to be an elite team this year, where does New England need to get better?
They have to become more explosive offensively. The nickel and dime concept offensively has been working, but eventually you're going to have to threaten folks down the length of the football field. When you start playing playoff caliber defenses that can collapse the pocket, you want to make these guys in the secondary respect the deep threat. And so far we haven't seen that because they haven't unleashed that part of their game, if they haven't. So me personally, just being able to be an aggressive-minded team offensively is something that they could use. And Mac Jones was unbelievable at Alabama taking shots down the football field. I thought he was one of the more accurate quarterbacks in college football that I've seen over the last 10 or so years. He was very, very precise, but we really haven't seen that concept, and maybe they just want to keep the training wheels on him until they feel confident that he can come up with the best decisions and taking shots down the football field. But that's the one area of concern that I have with their team, primarily speaking on the offensive end, the inability to take shots down the field.
Fair enough. I would say that's exactly right. Get a little more explosive, and New England, we shall see, because they can run the football, they can play defense, they don't make mistakes, quarterback's getting better every week, they have a tight end they can throw the ball to. Jonnu Smith now part of the fold as well with Hunter Henry. The outside guys, I don't know if there's anybody that really, really scares you. You sort of need maybe a home run hitter if you can get one. Well done, gentlemen. That's how you break down a game. New England gets it done. They shut out the Falcons. And Mac Jones, look at this. Has as many passing touchdowns, sure, but he's cut down the interceptions from 6 to 2, and the team has responded. Coming into this week, the team that had scored the most points in the last month, the New England Patriots. They only had one offensive touchdown tonight, struggled a little bit in the red zone, but they didn't make mistakes. They checked the box, and they get a very comfortable win.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.